Abraham Lincoln was the 16th President of the United States, 1861 to 1865, best known for leading the nation through the Civil War, preserving the Union, and issuing the Emancipation Proclamation to end slavery. On the evening of April 14, 1865, the United States was celebrating. The Civil War, after 4 long and bloody years, was finally drawing to an end. The Union had triumphed, and the dream of a united America seemed within reach. President Abraham Lincoln, exhausted but hopeful, wanted a night of rest and leisure with his wife, Mary Todd Lincoln. They decided to attend a comedy play, Our American Cousin, at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. The president was known to love the theater. It gave him rare moments of escape from the crushing weight of war. That night, the Lincolns were joined by 2 guests, Major Henry Rathbone and his fiancée, Clara Harris. The mood in the theater was joyous. The audience laughed, unaware that in the shadows, danger was moving closer. That danger came in the form of John Wilkes Booth, a famous actor but also a Confederate sympathizer. Booth was enraged by Lincoln's leadership, believing the president's policies spelled doom for the South. He was charismatic, skilled on stage, and knew every corner of Ford's Theater. For weeks, Booth had been plotting, and on this night he saw his chance. Carrying a small pistol and a dagger, Booth slipped quietly through the theater. Guards had left their posts. Security around the president was shockingly relaxed. Step by step, Booth climbed the stairs and approached the president's private box. Inside, Lincoln sat relaxed, enjoying the play, unaware of the assassin only feet away. At around 10:15 p.m., during one of the play's loudest moments of laughter, Booth struck. He opened the door to the box, crept up behind the president, and fired a single shot from his Derringer pistol into the back of Lincoln's head. The sound echoed through the theater, but for a split second, the audience thought it was part of the play. Mary Lincoln screamed. Major Rathbone jumped up and tried to stop Booth, but Booth slashed him with his dagger, cutting him deeply. Then, in a dramatic leap, Booth vaulted from the president's box to the stage. His spur caught on the flag draped from the balcony, and he landed awkwardly, breaking his leg. But still, he rose with fiery determination, brandished his knife, and shouted, "Sic semper tyrannis," Latin for "thus always to tyrants," the motto of Virginia. The crowd erupted in chaos as Booth limped off the stage and out the back door, escaping into the night. Meanwhile, Abraham Lincoln slumped in his chair, unconscious. Doctors in the audience rushed to help, but the wound was devastating. They carried him across the street to a small boarding house, the Peterson House. There, the president was laid in a bed far too small for his tall frame. He had to be placed diagonally. Throughout the night, cabinet members, officials, and his grief-stricken wife gathered around him. Lincoln never regained consciousness. His breathing was shallow, and every passing hour brought him closer to death. Finally, at 7:22 a.m. on April 15, 1865, Abraham Lincoln, the man who had guided the nation through its darkest war, took his last breath. Secretary of War Edwin Stanton, overcome with grief, spoke the immortal words, "Now he belongs to the ages." Booth's escape ended less than 2 weeks later. Tracked by Union soldiers, he was cornered in a Virginia barn and killed on April 26, 1865. But the wound he left on the nation could not be erased. Lincoln's assassination was the first killing of a U.S. president. He became a martyr for freedom, remembered as the leader who ended slavery and preserved the Union. His death cast a long shadow over America's fragile new peace, reminding the nation that even in victory, tragedy can strike. And so, on that April morning, the life of Abraham Lincoln ended, but his legacy, his vision for America, and his dream of unity live on to this day.